What if I told you that one simple habit is quietly draining your energy, killing your confidence, and keeping you stuck in life? You feel exhausted, unmotivated, and trapped in a cycle that you can't escape. You wake up tired, frustrated, and lacking purpose. You feel like something is missing, but you can't put your finger on it. But what if the secret to unshakable self-control, raw power, and true masculinity has been hiding in plain sight all along? Stick with me, because after hearing this, you'll never look at this habit the same way again. This is a topic nobody likes to talk about, yet everyone deals with. Some say it's normal, harmless, even healthy. But have you ever stopped to question it? Have you ever wondered what it's really doing to you? The problem, why this habit is destroying you. Science tells us that every time you engage in this habit, your brain releases a massive surge of dopamine, the pleasure chemical. Sounds good, right? Wrong. Because the more you indulge, the more your brain gets addicted to quick, easy pleasure. And just like any addiction, the side effects start to show. You feel drained, weak, unmotivated. Your drive to accomplish real goals fades away. Why? Because your brain has already received its reward, without you actually achieving anything. Look around. How many men waste their lives in meaningless indulgence, living in a cycle of short-term pleasure and long-term regret? How many have lost their ambition, their fire, their edge? This isn't just about a habit. This is about your entire life being controlled by something that offers you nothing in return. You weren't born to be weak. You weren't born to be average. But this habit, it is keeping you there. It is stealing your power, robbing you of your confidence, and making you a slave to your own mind. The greatest minds in history understood this long before modern science. The ancient Stoics warned against overindulgence and the dangers of being controlled by base desires. And yet, in today's world, we are told to embrace our weaknesses instead of conquering them. The Stoic wisdom, the trap of pleasure. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to his body." And that's exactly what happens when you let pleasure control you. Every time you give in, you reinforce a mindset of weakness. You tell yourself, "I need this." But in reality, it's controlling you. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, believed in mastering desires, not being ruled by them. He knew that a man who cannot control himself will never be truly free. The more you seek pleasure, the more you become its prisoner. The more you chase instant gratification, the further you move from true fulfillment. Every great man in history, from warriors to emperors to visionaries, had one thing in common. They controlled their desires. They didn't let their urges dictate their actions. And because of that, they achieved greatness, while the rest remained enslaved to their impulses. The solution: how to break free and reclaim your power. So, how do you escape this trap? How do you take back control and break free from a habit that's been holding you back? The answer lies in 3 Stoic principles: self-discipline, purpose, and transmutation. 1. Self-discipline. The key to freedom. Epictetus said, "No man is truly free who is not master of himself." The moment you decide to stop being a slave to your desires is the moment you start reclaiming your power. Self-discipline isn't about denial. It's about choosing what's truly valuable over what's easy. Every time you resist the urge, you train your mind to become stronger. You build mental toughness. And over time, your impulses lose control over you. Discipline is freedom. Weakness is slavery. The world belongs to the strong, not the comfortable. If you want to achieve anything in life, you must first master yourself. 2. Find your purpose. Replace the habit with something greater. The Stoics believed that a life without purpose is a life wasted. And that's why so many men struggle with this habit. They lack something meaningful to channel their energy into. Think about it. If your mind is occupied with building a business, mastering a skill, or pursuing greatness, do you really have time for pointless indulgence? The key is to replace the habit with something that gives you a real sense of fulfillment. Purpose is what separates the great from the forgotten. It's what gives you direction, focus, and drive. Without purpose, you are drifting, enslaved by your own impulses. Find your mission. Dedicate yourself to something greater than fleeting pleasure. 3. Transmutation. Redirecting your energy, ancient warriors, artists, and philosophers knew a secret that most men today ignore. They understood that sexual energy is the most powerful force in a man's body. And when that energy is wasted, so is his potential. But when it's redirected, when it's channeled into something productive, it becomes a source of unstoppable drive. Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest minds in history, stayed celibate his entire life because he understood this principle. He knew that by redirecting his energy, he could achieve greatness that others couldn't. And this is exactly what the Stoics preached. Instead of wasting your energy on temporary pleasure, use it to fuel your ambition, your creativity, and your discipline. The climax. What happens when you quit? Imagine this. Waking up every day with unbreakable confidence. No guilt. No weakness. Just pure, unstoppable energy. Imagine feeling more motivated, more focused, and more in control of your life than ever before. That's what happens when you break free. Your testosterone levels increase. Your mental clarity sharpens. Your drive to achieve skyrockets. And most importantly, you regain the power over your own mind. This is what the Stoics meant by true freedom. Conclusion, the final challenge. Now the question is, will you stay trapped in the cycle, or will you take control? Will you keep letting an empty habit steal your potential, or will you rise above it? The choice is yours. But remember this, no great man in history was ruled by his desires. The ones who changed the world were the ones who mastered themselves first. You have two options. Keep wasting your potential, or stand up, take control, and become the man you were meant to be. If you're ready to break free, reclaim your power, and start living like a true Stoic, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Your journey to self-mastery starts now.